Hi, good to see you again too. And congrats on season 2 of Monster
Thank
High.
you.
Lots of great episodes in there.
Thank you so much. It was so fun to do it. I'm glad we got a chance to get it out there and have it now on physical media, which is so rare. So I
Yeah,
am very
wonderful.
happy when it's released on DVD.
Yeah, I always love getting a DVD in the mail. I'm still one of those people who still have a giant collection of DVDs in my home. I have a whole closet dedicated to physical media. So,
Yeah, we do as well. I think it's really important to still have the physical media so you can watch it whenever you want.
absolutely. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm excited to get into all things Monster High, but I have to just take a second to show off this beautiful Venus McFlytrap doll that Mattel actually sent my family and I. I just have to say, she's so gorgeous. I love her outfit, her accessories. There's so much attention to detail. It's clear to me why fans are obsessed with collecting these dolls, the different versions of them, their outfits. They really resonate with people. And my daughter was like, okay, when can I open that?
The Venus doll is so absolutely gorgeous. They even used like a new technology to get the braids in her hair correct, and it was just a really cool process to
Beautiful.
see them develop that doll.
Yes, so beautiful. I'm glad I got my hands on one. So that leads me to my first question. Could you explain a little bit about how you go about developing and creating these monster characters that have such a real character depth and emotional connection?
Right. So let me start with a when it because this is a reboot with
Mhm.
Generation 3 of Monster High, we do start with some basics of the characters from the previous generations. And then we looked at really how can we make these characters even more special, even more diverse, and have these rich backgrounds that um, just add to their stories and add to their characters. So we looked at each of the characters, looked at ways that we could bring more depth to the characters. And a lot of it is through the lived experiences of our writers. And then once that initial script is written, once it goes to the other storytellers on the team, the storyboard artists, the cast, everybody is adding in their own kind of depth to these characters. I think especially our actors, once they even if they're saying the lines that we wrote, they're adding so
Mm.
much more as they perform them. So there is the development that we do from the original kind of looking at the series, looking at the characters, deciding how we're going to position these characters in this new world, in this new reboot of Monster High, and what kind of identities that they will have. And then it's just a ongoing iterative process with each of the storytellers that something like this goes through. So every step of the way, we're adding depth and adding more to these characters.
Well, you really nailed it on the head because with reboots, they can kind of either go either way, right? Fall flat or be just as successful. And I think the response from fans for season 2 of Monster High has been just as great, if not more so, than season 1. And
Oh,
the
thank
fans
you.
are very, very loyal and they want more Monster High all the time.
We have the absolute most amazing fans. And I think that really speaks to how the show and how the characters resonate with people,
Yeah.
where they're seeing themselves represented in ways that they haven't seen themselves represented on TV before. So these characters are able to do that and connect with these fans. And I'm just so proud and happy that we've been able to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you're doing a wonderful job at that. And connecting with fans is something
Yeah.
Monster High is very good at.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about season 2, maybe for someone who's been waiting for the DVD and who hasn't seen it yet. What can we expect to see the Boo Crew up to this season?
So season 2 starts as a whole new semester at Monster High. There have been some major changes that it took place at the end of season 1, including that
Mhm.
Claudine Wolf is now the were leader. So she is kind of this, almost queen-like creature to the were creatures. And this is obviously a huge responsibility for her as she's also juggling school and juggling, just recently knowing that she was even a werewolf. Beyond that, we have a lot of really fun character centric stories. We have stories about, Cleo and Frankie. We have a really great episode about Deuce that I love that it's Heartbeats Day, and Laguna and Heath have decided that they need to find a date for Deuce, which is just a fun exploration of all three of those characters. And then we have one of my favorite things that we've been able to do with Monster High, which is our Monster Fest special, which was the Halloween special from last year. So
Mm.
it's a 4-part episode that really gets to go into this mythology of the Monster Fest, which is a big kind of holiday celebration that has a concert where a character named Phoenix is going to perform. But of course, things go awry, and there's some very spooky happenings at the Monster Fest as the monsters start disappearing. So I think there's a lot of fun to be had at Monster High this semester.
Yeah, a lot of fun and a lot of new adventures, that's for sure. So you mentioned a few different favorite parts from bits and pieces here. Do you have a favorite episode from season 2?
It has to be the Monster Fest special, just because we got to do so much with that special. We have incredible guest stars. We have uh, John Waters as a guest star in that episode, which is really fun to work with, someone so iconic.
Yeah.
And then we have one of my favorite songs, and it's a song all about what we say call in the show weaving your own web, which is, basically being yourself and embracing who you are and being proud of that.
That's wonderful. Speaking of weaving your own web, what lessons do you hope kids, teens, and even parents can learn from watching this season of Monster High?
Yeah, at its core, Monster High is really all about inclusivity and diversity. So, from the original version in 2010 to now, that has been the core message of Monster High. And we think that is an incredibly relevant message from then till now. So, for kids, for parents, for everyone out there, we want to, have these characters that show their diversity, that are proud of their
Mhm.
diversity, and that they are inclusive and supportive of their friends. It's really about those friendships that then support the diversity around them.
That's a beautiful message and important nowadays for everyone to hear as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my last question for you for this chat, it's going to require maybe a little bit of thinking, or maybe you've already been asked this a bunch of times already, but what's one piece of advice you would give to your high school self?
Oh, one piece of advice. I think would be relax.
Relax.
I think, a little like Draculaura, I can be a bit high strung. I
Mm.
can, worry about things and be a bit of a perfectionist. And I think, especially in high school, there was, high school's hard. High school, there's so much going on, and everything feels like it could be the end of the world,
Yep.
So everything's so dramatic. Every, conversation with a friend is it's so like level 10. Um, so I think, yeah, the a great advice for my high school self would have been just relax. It's gonna be okay. Like you don't have to do everything today. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, totally. As a parent, I resonate with that a lot because my middle school daughter, 13-year-old, everything's a big deal right now. That
hmm
one sentence that was said at the school dance, that's a really big deal right now, or last week, and then 2 weeks from now, nobody remembers. But we spend
Right.
so much time and energy on certain things that we really could just let go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that's still a lesson that I'm learning every day.
Me too. Me too. I'm learning to practice what I preach when I'm trying to teach my own kids these valuable
Yeah.
lessons. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. And I hope everyone goes and enjoys Monster High Season 2 now on DVD.
Thank you so much, Robin.